Okay, 2023 Topps Chrome. Okay, let's do pricing. I want to get Arum's take on all the rookies. There are some we need to start with the negative. While you pull up pricing for the last few years, here's the negative. In traditionally Topps Chrome, 2 autos per hobby, 5 autos per jumbo. This year it's 1 and 3, and there's also a Breaker's Delight product which has like 6 base refractors. I think it's 1 or 2 numbered refractors, and then 2 autos per box. It's like the HTA version of this.
Wait, what did Jumbo used to have, and what does it have now?
Used to have 5, now it has 3.
And now it has 3. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hobby used to have 2, now it has 1.
And then the Breaker's Delight has...
Breaker's Delight is brand new. It's an HTA product, 1 pack per box. You get, but all refractors, some colored cards, 1 or 2 colored refractors, and then 2 autos per.
Oh, it's 1 pack per box.
Right.
That's where I was confused. Okay, got it.
So the issue is the checklist, the autograph checklist looks just about as big as it normally does. It's a little bit smaller than some years, but it's a big checklist. So that is the negative, by the way. Less autos, still a big checklist. The redeeming factor to me this year with Topps Chrome is the names on the checklist. I just think there are better names. There's much better second and third tier position players than almost any year. And the top end class is ridiculous. You have, again, I'm also making the assumption Fanatics is actually going to put these people in.
That's what I was about to say.
Because they blew it.
Yeah.
I still haven't heard a word about that, by the way,
Jordan
from Topps and
Walker.
Fanatics. How is Jordan Walker not in Finest? He's a top 5 rookie in the product. He's not. It doesn't have autos in it, and he's on the checklist. It's a major issue. That cannot happen again with Topps Chrome. But if we're just going to go off the checklist, you've got some major names on the autograph checklist in no particular order: Volpe, Adley, Gunnar Henderson, Yoshida, who's selling through the roof, Nolan Gorman, Jordan Walker. I just drew a total blank, so feel free to step up anytime you want to start talking here.
Oh, okay.
Michael Harris. I'm sorry.
I thought you're reading. You're looking at your screen like you're reading from something.
I'm not reading. Alvarez, Brett Beatty. I mean, this checklist has even Christopher Morel selling really well. Riley Green, Corbin Carroll, I forgot to mention, who's literally going to be Rookie of the Year and make a run at MVP. Josh Jung, who's having a crazy season. The top-end talent is not only as good as we've seen in prior years, with the exception of Julio at his peak last year, but take that away.
Yeah.
But there's also way more of those big names this year than any other year. And then all the secondary and second and third type guys to me this year are just better. Like there's way more hitters this year. I just think it's going to be overall a much better product.
So I do think we need to talk
the autos
about,
is a major issue. I'm not disputing that, by the way.
Well, and I do think we need to talk about this whole Breaker's Delight and how it's affecting the rest of the product, because obviously you're seeing now the autos be less. The obvious explanation would be that they want the Breaker's Delight product to be more for breakers, and the other one is for your mom and pop shops.
I think it's a breaker exclusive. I mean, I don't know that it's exclusive, but if you look on most of the like blowout David Adams,
can't buy it.
It's not anywhere. So I do wonder. I hate that, by the way.
Yeah,
Just to be clear, benefits me as a breaker. I'm going to get cases of this. I hate that there is a third SKU of Topps Chrome. We don't need it.
I'm also confused. Like, what is your job as the breaker? Are you just breaking that product alone, or are you like, hey, I'm doing a case break and I'm throwing in a
so you're doing
box of this?
You're going to do all of it. The nice thing for a breaker is it's a super, like you just saw. We just watched the clubhouse break with the trivia guy there at where is that?
Seattle, yeah.
It's 1 pack. It rips super easy. It's quick. Oscar Colas, by the way, another great secondary name. That is nice. It's awesome to watch. It's exciting. It's quick. It's fast. It's everything you want for
be expensive, right?
Oh, yeah. So cases of that are about 50% more than jumbo. A box. I know at least the price to me.
A box of that is, so that's at least $500.
I don't know how many boxes are in a case. That's the only issue. So I take it back. I have case pricing. I don't have box pricing.
Okay, well.
Because jumbo's 8. So hobby is 12 boxes. Jumbo is 8. I don't know how many boxes are in Breaker's Delight. That's the big question I have, which I could try to find out while we're doing this.
All right. Well, if we want to get into the actual pricing of this, the jumbo or the hobby box costs $150 for 2023 Topps Chrome. Jumbo is up to $360 on blowout right now.
So what's that? Okay.
If you're going into this product right now thinking that you're going to, try and pull, because you want autos, you want inserts, you want parallels, but where's the line where it's like, hey, should I save my money and just buy like 1 spot in a Breaker's Delight product versus maybe 2 or 3 spots in a jumbo or hobby?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's it's confusing. It also, like, I feel like there's this separation now in the hobby of like, oh, well, this is only for breakers. Even though I love the hobby, I'm a big collector. I don't really like breaking. I just like to buy a box, but now I can't get it unless I break. Like, I can't get that card, or I have a much lower chance of getting that card.
I don't know if LCS guys will have these. So it's a weird thing. So to me, just to be clear, we got Breakers Delight. We got double the amount of Jumbo, and then double the amount of that for Hobby. That's our correlation.
Oh, okay.
So, like, our case count is 15, 10, and 5.
Okay.
15 Hobby, 10 Jumbo, 5 Breakers Delight. The reason I got that is I still like Hobby because it's by far the cheapest.
Sure.
And I just think for my purposes, we're going to do PYT breaks. And by the way, this is a little bit of this is how I go into these products thinking, by the way. I buy what I think the audience will benefit from the most. And by the way, and what we're going to make the most money on. Like, there's no, we're not trying to be coy about that. But
well,
Hobby,
wait. You can't buy based on both things. One's got to outweigh the other.
That's the nice thing. You can with this because you have 3 different SKUs to predict, like to choose from. So like Hobby, for example, is 18. You're gonna break it at like $1,700 to $1,900 for a PYT.
Okay.
That's a cheap PYT for a full case. Like overall cost.
Yeah.
That's why I liked Finest, by the way. Finest was breaking a little over $2,000 for a while, but it's not like a case of 2023 Bowman Jumbo. You're breaking those. I mean, at the height, those were $5,500. That means your top end teams, the Diamondbacks, were $500 in a lot of breaks.
Yep, I remember that.
So for Topps Chrome for Hobby, I love that because honestly, we made up our PYT. I don't know if a team cracked 195. We'll adjust a bunch of that as we go.
Sure.
But for somebody to have a shot, you can do random teams for $60 a spot, 30 teams.
Yeah.
Right? Some of those teams are crappy, but you also have a chance at a couple $200 teams for 60. I like the price breakdown of Hobby. It makes it way more accessible to people. And for those prices, you don't have to hit a red auto of somebody. Now, granted, it's still a chase. If you're getting into breaking, by the way, I've always said this, I always will. Oh, this is news to me. It's 12 boxes in Breakers Delight.
What were you thinking?
I thought it was going to be like 6.
So 12 boxes in a case of Breakers Delight.
These are going to be like $300 a box.
Wait, so that's less than
it's going to be
a Jumbo.
It's going to be the same or less than Jumbo. There's 12. Okay. Huh.
Okay. Well, that's a little bit different because that's
way different, by the way. I wish I bought a ton of this now.
My thinking on, well, wait, did you not know? Did they not tell you before
I just missed it. And honestly, even then, it's still a lot more expensive than Hobby for the case. It's double the price, just about.
I guess my problem comes into like how everyone is now saying that breaking is gambling, right?
Sure.
Like we hear that nonstop. And this does not help to disprove that at all because I already have like my own personal feelings. Like if there's like a really expensive single box, like if you buy Flawless or anything like really expensive where there's only like a handful of cards, that does feel much more of a gamble because more than likely, even if I'm buying in like a PYT or something, I'm walking away with nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what
Correct.
This would be much more of a chance for is to walk away with nothing because you're not getting nearly as many cards and it's just going to be a much more expensive product. However,
but by the
at least
case,
it's not as expensive as what it was sounding like.
No, and again, if you just to go by the case, so Flawless, let's say it's 10 to 15,000 a case for 10 cards.
Yeah. Oh,
You're talking 800 to 1,000. Let's just call it $1,000 card price per box.
Sure.
20 guys, at best case scenario, 20 guys are getting nothing if you're in a teams break.
Yeah.
10 cards, 30 teams. Best case. Never mind, you get some repeats. Also, some of those cards are worth $10, $20, $30, the patch cards. With this, it's a whole different ballgame. So you're talking 12 boxes, 10 cards a box. That's 120 cards for 20% of the price. Instead of 15,000, these are going to break for call it 4. But I see your point though.
Much better, but it's like
you're still chasing though, of course.
If I am in a a Hobby or a Jumbo, the odds of me walking away with
getting something,
a parallel or something.
Everybody is getting something out of those other breaks.
Exactly.
Base, rookies, whatever it may be.
Yep.
Breakers Delight, it's a little bit different of an option to get there because you have less cards, less opportunities, there's no base.